Percent of the kids. It depends on the car too, what they decide to pick, right?
All four.
But a lot of times, what I want to teach you today is not only Highlander safety, because what I teach you on the Highlander safety, hopefully you can use it with all our Toyota products, right? So the other thing I like to say about safety is a word track is change it from, Mr. Customer, I really want to show you some of our customer retention on this car. What do I mean by talking about customer retention? What do I mean?
Coming back here.
Yeah. Because of the safety features in this car. How many of y'all been in business long enough that you have customers come back showing you a picture of their I had this car at 60 miles an hour, look at this car, and you look at it and it's all, the crumples don't all work, the passenger cage is there, and they walked away. Yeah, maybe they have they're still sore from the impact, but they walked away. You have them?
Yeah,
you have them in the store?
Have them all the time.
Absolutely, you're going to do that because that's all about the safety. They don't really know why it does that, but I want to teach you some of that today because the safety stuff today is advancing at such a fast rate that even if a customer comes in with a 4-year-old car, you go, Mr. Customer, those, the cars cost more today, but I want to tell you all the technology that's in here today to protect you, what's going on. And it doesn't take a long trip on the freeway to figure out all the dangers out there on the road or cell phones or anything else, right? Texting and everything else. We all do it. And the other thing you may want to do is if you have a body shop at your dealership, go walk through the body shop. Just walk through it. I don't know if you ever do that, but walk through the body shop. Look at the cars that come in. Look how they're damaged. And look how the doors and everything stay so intact that the car worked and they walked away and hopefully are in your store finding another. And that's your customer retention tool. So we have two types of safety. We have what they call active safety and passive safety. Active safety is everything that's designed in the car to keep you out of an accident. So it's working behind the scenes. And then we're going to go into passive safety, and that's really designed, if you're going to get in an accident, then what's there to protect me when I'm going through that accident, okay? The first thing we talk about is the STAR safety system. What is ABS brakes?
Anti-lock brakes.
What does it do?
Doesn't allow you
Pulsates to do what?
To stop the car from sliding.
Yeah, to keep your steering. So it pulsates that. I love old cars. The only problem with old cars, they have none of this stuff. My ABS brakes is right here on my right leg. I got to pulsate these brakes. If I hit them, I'm going to start to slide. They'll lock them up and start to slide. So you got ABS brakes. And really, the heart of a car, the Toyotas today, is that 4-channel brake system. That's what creates ABS brakes in a car. So that means that you have a hydraulic line running to every tire and a wheel speed sensor at every wheel to dictate or tell the computer system what's going on with that car. That's ABS brakes. Then you move to electronic brake force distribution. What is that?
It balances the weight of the vehicle out on all 4 tires so it can adjust the brake force accordingly.
Why is that important?
It allows you for a more efficient stop, faster stop, a safer stop, and for people that notice whenever you come into those red lights, you don't have that car dip anymore.
Correct.
Because the vehicle is actually stopping very efficiently.
On the road. Yeah, you're exactly a great definition, and that means not only front to back, right to left, you're not wearing out your front brake pads, and even to the fact that if you lose a wheel cylinder or brake caliber or shoes in the back, what happens to that car?
It distributes the weight between the other wheels equally so it doesn't pull in any kind of direction.
Absolutely, that's great, man. It'll pull right there in the right direction and keep you in a safe stop. So that's electronic brake force distribution. Then you get brake assist, and what is brake assist?
Well, I mean, it can go into 2 ways because with your brake assist, it also comes into your booster effect, which is if, say now you have a full underbody, but prior your lines used to be open.
Right.
So if when it was open, if say you were to hit something in a road and it break a line, or for some reason you lose power to the car, your assist or your assist booster would actually allow you to stop if you didn't have any power. Most of the time they'll allow you can hold constant, or you have 8 full pumps. On the Toyotas it's a little bit bigger, or your larger trucks, before you actually lose pressure buildup in your lines.
Yeah, and the other thing too, you come into a panic stop, the computer system measures the speed or velocity you hit that brake pedal, and the car senses you're into a panic scenario, it will engage that brake system for you. So another safety feature. What does traction control do?
Stops the slip of the wheels, pretty much just to keep control. most of your front-wheel drive vehicles, if you were to punch it or anything in that aspect, pulling out, it won't allow you to. A front-wheel drive vehicle is going to go in its own direction whether you're turning or not.
Right.
So it's allowed to keep the tires from spinning, allow full control, and flip-flop your torque from each wheel to keep you going in the direction that you're
Correct.
going.
So if you're in a front-wheel drive car, your pulling wheel is the wheel right here, your driver's side wheel. So that wheel starts to spin based on the throttle response and the wheel speed sensor. They're not matching up to say what they're going to do. How does it correct and allow you to get traction would be what?
It applies the brake and reduces throttle.
Correct. It does those two items that enable you to get throttle, and then you can proceed on. What does vehicle stability control do?
Kind of the same thing, but more of an in motion, kind of around curves, prevents fishtailing, oversteer, understeering, by applying the brake and reducing torque to create kind of a pivot where it pulls the vehicle on its intended path.
Correct. That's a beautiful definition, very short and sweet. It says it keeps the car on the intended path, using the four-wheel braking system in order to keep you there. It does that because there's a yaw sensor in the steering wheel. It knows if you're going right or left. And there's also in the center of the car knowing if it's going to fishtail or spin out, as we call it, in order to do that. Now the Highlander has what we call enhanced VSC. What is enhanced VSC? It's more of that vehicle stability control, right? But what's it really mean? Anybody heard that before, enhanced VSC? Because most of our cars, the hint is electric power steering. There's a lot of benefits about electric power steering. What do you think? How does electric power steering come in and help you with vehicle stability control? No one take a shot. If you're in this car and you end up driving and the car starts fishtailing, the rear of the car starts pulling, spinning around to the left, which way do you turn the wheel?
To the right.
Turn to the right, you're going to be going the same way as the car. Turn to the left, you're going to turn the opposite way. But you don't have time to think about that, do you? Do you think most drivers who are driving today, would they be calm enough to know if it's going to be right or it's going to be left? You really don't. And you may be actually right in that. But what electric power steering it does, because your cars are getting to the intelligent level, if you're turning the right direction in the car because you have VSC working, you're going to get full power assist. If you turn the incorrect way, you lose your power steering. Because if you fought the car in the wrong direction, you're counteracting what the car says you should be doing. That's enhanced VSC. Okay? And then you have smart stop technology. What is that?
It's an accelerator override system. That if the accelerator's going and then you apply the brake, it cuts the throttle out to make you stop.
Right. That's basically what it does.
Yeah.
You can't say that brakes didn't stop this time.
What's that?
Put 20 packs of floor mats on there and said it didn't stop.
Correct. Correct. Because all the hybrids had this. I mean, this is really just to satisfy.
Yeah, say so.
Yeah, just because in reality, all cars, doesn't matter what manufacturer, the brakes are always designed to outpower the engine torque.
Yep.
Always. So, I mean, this is just done. So if you hit both ones, it's just going to shut you down. Right? How many of you are driving a car with backup camera? What do you think? Give me comments.
I love it.
Okay, first car with backup camera? Okay. Why do you love it so much?
I'll be able to see how close I am to other objects.
Sure. Right? What do you like about it?
Make you feel safe.
Yeah, most accidents are caused by people backing up because you just freaking can't see, right? I mean, that's pretty much it.
Sometimes I'll just get in my car and back up and then just back up into something without even paying attention.
Keep going until you and then you
Keep
can
going
stop.
till you hit something.
It gives
And I'm thinking about this.
Kind of know when to stop then, right?
Because my auto insurance is renewable here in the next month, and my rates are high because one year everybody in my family had an accident, and then I started thinking about it. He described the accidents and started thinking about, well, she backed into this, he backed into that, my wife backed into this, and thinking if I would have spent the money or they had backup cameras back then, I would have saved probably $2,000 a year in insurance. I mean, they doubled my rates because of 3 accidents, right? So right here, one of the things, this is like a customer doesn't miss what he doesn't have. And then when you got this, when you have it, I never want another car without it.
Exactly.
Because, in the Highlander, you have 2 backup cameras. If you're an LE, an XLE, you got the static, If you get into XLE, if you get into Limited and the Platinum, you get the one with the turning range on it, which is even nicer. But if you think about this, this is going to be a federal standard, I think, in 15. Because they had an article in the Houston paper where they were talking about like Tundras, or not, just to say trucks, because of the ride height, the distance that the driver without the back camera can see back here is like 55 feet, 50 or 55 feet. That's the width of most residential lots, if you think about it. SUV being a little lower, you might be like at 40 feet. A car might be at 30 feet, approximately that range. So in reality is, you think about insurance claims, how much it's going to save you. You think about possibly saving somebody's life back here. Great safety feature in order to sell. Easy sell. Then you get into the blind spot monitor. Who has blind spot monitor? Anybody have this in their car? No one has it yet? I want to tell you, this is like the best thing since sliced bread. Once you get it, once you get used to this, unfortunately, it almost becomes a crutch because it's being able to see. With all this stuff going on the freeway, it's going to light up a little light on your mirror, both mirrors. If there's someone over here in your blind spot you can't see, because most people don't position these mirrors in order to see their blind spot. The only problem I have in this is that as I move from car to car, if it doesn't have it, I get so used to having this, and I move to a car that doesn't, I'm relying on that to tell me if there's something there. Another great feature. Then it takes you on, let's see, we got blind spot monitor, a rear cross traffic alert system. It's always attached to the blind spot monitor system. Another incredible feature, and they're both equally weighed on their value. But if you're in this lineup and you park your car here, typically when you park, you're going to be parked moving out blind because of the height of an SUV or a truck. There's sensors on both sides, and it can pick up, it says 66 feet. It also, to me, it always feels like it's more than 100 feet. It'll pick up motorcycles, cars. I think one time it even picked up a shopping cart coming through and let you know you're gonna get the visibility of the camera, you're gonna have the visibility of the sonar, but this right here throws out a loud audible beep. Because you think about it, you're backing up in this scenario, like I was in a city street downtown, and you're starting to back up. But these people here, not only like in a shopping center, they could be going 35, 40 miles an hour, and you can't see them. But by the time you start backing up, they're flying by. So this is another great safety feature.
Only gonna T-bone you once.
What's that?
So they only gonna T-bone you once.
That's right. That's right.
Didn't see you then.
Now, the other cool thing that we have here, we have the driver technology package, and this is in the Platinum edition. And if we can walk up to the front, how can I tell if this car had, first of all, like radar cruise?
In your bumper, you would actually see the digital. It wouldn't be right there. It would actually, I think in the Highlander, it's on the bottom grill.
Right here on the Highlander.
Okay.
Am I right, my friend?